Hi fans of high quality entertainment. This is actually a two-parter. This is actually a two-parter. I just woke up. And so I hope you stick around for the second half, which is about the Beatles. But this first half is about Sir Paul McCartney. A couple of days ago I was scrolling through Facebook and I noticed this little ad, this promo ad for McCartney 3. So I played it, and it's just like a 10-second clip of him singing with his acoustic guitar for like 10 seconds. And of course, scrolling through, I shouldn't have, I guess, but scrolling through the comments, there was a lot of negativity about his voice. And I just wanted to read a few of them, and then I just want to tell you my feelings. And you might agree with these people. I mean, I understand that. It's just for me personally. I'll tell you my feelings. So here are some of the comments, and there are a couple of positive comments I put in too. The man is a legend. That's right. He has performed tirelessly for years, but unfortunately his vocals and such aren't up to par anymore. Okay. Another one. Love him, but I dread his vocals for this upcoming album release. Let's hope the vocal effects applied to his voice for singing will save our ears from the cringe. I am praying for something decent. He sounds terrible with auto-tune applied. Sir Paul was and still is a musical genius, both with the Beatles and as a solo artist. But I'm afraid at 78 years old, his vocals are not what they were, unfortunately. That makes sense. Yeah, his vocals aren't like when he was 30 years old. Definitely. McCartney remains one of the greatest songwriters of our time. I look forward to any new tunes from him, and I'm happy to give him a pass if his voice isn't everything it was. Nobody bitched about Johnny Cash's trembling voice at the end. I know I didn't. You know, they say I'm the biggest fan and then they attack the artist. I love Paul. Here we go. But please don't make an absolute fool of yourself. It actually makes me sad. I can't believe how some people can be so nasty. This man is a legend. Why are all you people being so nasty? You don't like it, okay, but no need for your mean comments. This man brought us so much joy. This man brought us so much throughout the years. Respect, that's what it's called. The man should retire. His voice is shot. This is absolutely horrid. I remember those comments on some of my comedy videos. And finally, what a has-been. I know, Paul McCartney. Who? Paul McCartney. Oh, what a has-been. So I'm going to kind of include part 2, which I was just telling you about, with part 1, I guess. So the Beatles. As some of you know, I'm a big fan of YouTube's Andy and Alex. They do reaction videos for all kinds of different rock music. And on their Patreon page, which I was paying $1 a month for, but I decided I like these guys so much, I'm paying the big $5 per month. Just yesterday, I watched them do their reaction to listening to Abbey Road all the way through for the first time. And what I love about them on Patreon is you can actually hear the music and see them reacting to it. And they've also done Revolver and Sgt. Pepper and the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. So I'm just, something that I really love. I just like talking about and promoting them. I don't think they even know I'm promoting them. But they had heard, a couple of the songs from Abbey Road, like Come Together, I believe, and Here Comes the Sun, and possibly something. I was really looking forward to them with listening to I Want You, She's So Heavy, and how it cuts off and that great 4 minutes of music. And so anyway, it's really worth becoming a member of their Patreon page. But check them out on YouTube. Andy and Alex. So yeah, so I was listening to Abbey Road with Andy and Alex yesterday. And oh, sorry, just one more thing I want to add is, for the most part, they don't talk during the song. They give it total respect, unlike some other reaction channels. Once in a blue moon, they'll say something, and I don't mind that at all. But for the most part, if they are going to talk, like they did at the end of I Want You, She's So Heavy, they stopped it and they talked for a few minutes. So, you know, show a little respect to the music. But listening to Abbey Road again for the millionth time with Andy and Alex, and I never get tired of it. It's just, it sounds so fresh to me all the time. And listening to, of course, besides John's vocals and George's vocals and Ringo's vocals, and by the way, they say some really good things about Ringo's drumming. Yeah. Paul McCartney's vocals throughout, especially Abbey Road, but even, you know, Ram and later on. Are Paul McCartney's vocals as great as they once were? No. But I still I loved Egypt Station. It took me, you know, sometimes for certain songs at first it's like, oh, you know, his voice sounds pretty rough and frail or whatever. But I still enjoy the songs, personally. And I understand some of you are going to listen to McCartney 3 and be really turned off with his vocals. I get that. But if you are a fan of Paul McCartney, I don't understand how anyone can go on Facebook or YouTube and just kind of say nasty things about him. And it's time to retire. I remember seeing clips of Chuck Berry near the end of his life, and he was still touring. Whoever it was, management was still dragging him on stage. His guitar was out of tune. He couldn't even really play. It was really sad, and I don't think it's going to get to that point with Paul McCartney, hopefully. But at the moment, he's still got his talent. He can still write the songs. For me, he can still sing. It's comparable to Johnny Cash at the end of Johnny Cash's life. You know, the very first time I heard Hurt, it was like, whoa, his voice is, you know, thinking, oh, it's bad. But it really isn't. You know, you just gotta get used to that point in the artist's life. And their voice isn't what it once was. That's all. I would just, you know, a real, true Beatles fan might, you know, if you don't want to buy the album because of his voice, that's totally understandable, right? Like, but just, you know, to go on the internet and use Paul McCartney sucks now, I'm his biggest fan. I don't like reading that. It bothers me. It's because Paul McCartney is like, it's almost like insulting a family member, I guess. You know, because he's been with me for most of my life, and just reading stuff like that, it upsets me. So that's it. That's my little ramble about Paul McCartney and his vocals. And one more thing. More than one viewer has sent me a link to the leaked McCartney 3 that is online. I don't know if it's a great sounding file of McCartney 3, but I have no interest in hearing it until the album is officially released, you know, and I have it in my hands and I listen to it. I'm in no rush to listen to a crappy version of McCartney 3 or even a good version of McCartney 3. I want to wait until December 18th and hopefully I get it on that date. So that's it. I would love your thoughts in the comment section below. Become a member. I haven't had a new member in like a month. And yeah, check out my other playlist here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Best band ever.